Hello. Today, I'm going to be starting something, and I hope it works out for me. Today, I'm going to be starting my YouTube journey playing my first ever video game, something that means a lot to me, Pokemon Leaf Green. I hope this goes well. I don't know if it will. This is going to be an experimental thing. I hope that you enjoy it, or whoever's going to be watching this. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I get to enjoy replaying my first ever game. It was my first ever video game that I ever played, and I'm very excited to start it. So, let's hop right into it. Today I probably won't do much. Maybe go up through Vermilion. I think it's Vermilion. It's definitely not. Go up through the city to get Professor Oak's parcel, and probably not much else. Maybe come back down and leave it off there. I don't want to make these too long because the style that I'm going to be recording them in is I'm not going to be editing any of the videos. So my take is what it is. When I start, I can't just cut it. So let's hop into it. I'm very excited to be playing this because this is my first ever game that I ever played. And I'm really excited to start. I don't know if I should do voices or not. Should I do voices? I won't do voices, but I'll read. Hello there. Glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. Sorry, I can't read very well. I've always struggled with reading fast. So bear with me a little bit, please. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for battling. As for myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. But first, tell me a little about yourself. Now tell me, are you a boy or are you a girl? I'm a boy. Let's begin with your name. What is it? So, the name that I'm going to be going by is Hyper Haze on YouTube. So, I'm just going to name myself Hyper. Right, so your name is Hyper. Yes. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you both were babies. What was his name now? Now, I could name my rival a few different names. Close friends of mine. I think for now, we're just gonna call him Red. Or was it Red? That's right, I remember now. His name is Red. Hyper, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon await. Let's go. I love Pokemon Leaf Green. I love Generation 1. I love the Gen 3 remakes of Gen 1. This game specifically means so much to me because, as I've said before, it is my very first Pokemon game that I ever played. And I think, personally, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. You people, whoever's going to watch this, you might see differently. And that's okay. You don't have to enjoy this. This is something for me to experiment with. This game and this YouTube journey that I'm about to unfold myself. So, let's go up. Let's get our Pokemon. Hey, wait! Don't go out! It's unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. You need your own Pokemon for your protection. I know. Here, come with me. Now, when it comes to grinding in this game, I'll probably do that off screen just to make it easier for myself, and so I don't bore you with something that really doesn't matter that much. Especially since this game you don't get a whole lot of XP, so it's a little bit. It's boring. I don't want to put whoever is gonna watch this through that. Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Red, let me think. Oh, that's right. I told you to come. Just wait. Here, Piper. There are 3 Pokemon here. Haha. The Pokemon are held inside these Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. But now, in my old age, I have only these 3 left. You can have one. Go on, choose. Hey, Gramps, no fair. What about me? Be patient, Red. You can have one too. So before we do that, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to turn fast and just... Which border should I choose? Let's go with the red one. Red's classic. Okay, so Bulbasaur obviously is the first choice. Then there's Squirtle. The one that has always stood out to me is Charmander. I love Charmander, I love Charizard, and I know that it's pretty overrated as a Pokemon, just because it's one of the franchise's mascots. But I've always loved Charmander. But I'm actually not going to choose Charmander, and I'm going to choose Bulbasaur. And I have a reason for that. Bulbasaur is, for Gen 1 at least, is a very well-rounded Pokemon. I think, personally, it's the best starter in this generation for just playing through the game. One thing I want to touch on real quick before I continue with this is the mic quality. I don't really have a great mic. I mean, it gets the job done, but I don't really have a great mic, so I hope it's not that much of a bother, and I hope it's not too loud. What should I name the Bulbasaur? I'm very generic when it comes to names. I'm not a good namer. I think we'll just keep it simple. We'll call him Leaf. I know it's a bad name, but like I said, I don't really name things that well. I'm not that great at naming things, so I hope it's not that big of a deal. So, let's go. Wait, Piper. Let's check out our Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on. Rival Red would like to battle. Alright. So either way, at least in Leaf Green and Fire Red, these battles can really just go either way. It's kind of just a chance thing. Oh, for Pete's sake. So pushy as always. Piper, you've never had a Pokemon battle before, have you? A Pokemon battle is when trainers pit their Pokemon against each other. The trainer that makes the other trainer's Pokemon faint by lowering their HP to 0 wins. But rather than talking about it, you'll learn more from experience. Try battling and see for yourself. Inflicting damage on the foe is the key to any battle. So, when it comes to a lot of dialogue, I only read the important dialogue of trainers like my rival, or Professor O, or the gym leaders. I won't really go out of my way to read like trainer dialogue, like random like route trainers and stuff. It's just I don't care. I hope that doesn't bother anyone. Um, yeah, like I told you, it really could go either way. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. You don't lose anything really. How disappointing. If you win, you earn prize money and grow your Pokemon. But if you lose, Hyper, you end up paying prize money. However, since you had no warning this time, I'll pay for you. But things won't be this way once you step outside these doors. That's why you must strengthen your Pokemon by battling wild Pokemon. Okay, I'll make my Pokemon battle to toughen it up. Hyper, Gramps, smell you later. The reason I love this Pokemon game so much is obviously, like I said, it's my favorite. It's my first Pokemon game ever. It's my first game ever. This is where my gaming experience came from at first. I was like 4 years old when I first played this game. This game it means a lot to me personally because of that reason. But there's other reasons I like this game. Generation 1 is one of my favorite generations. I love Pokemon like Pidgey. I love the Gen 1 starters. The reason I would say this is probably one of my favorite games is because probably just pure nostalgia. I played this game a lot. I played Gen 1 a lot. And Gen 1 was always a little bit of a harder but easier generation, if that makes sense. It just means, like, there are some things that are going to be easy, but I always struggled doing the Elite Four. I played this game first when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I didn't beat this game until I was 14. And I know that that's not a great thing to say because Generation 1 is a pretty easy generation, but there are things that are going to be harder, like the gym battles. The later gym battles in this game are really not that easy, and the Elite Four isn't all that easy. But that's coming from someone who personally was just pretty dumb as a kid. I was not the brightest kid, especially not when it came to like strategy and building a team around a Pokemon. Like, I would always just overlevel one Pokemon, then go out and catch the legendary birds and be done with it because that was easier that way. But now, as someone who's grown older and someone who's played Pokemon for almost 15 years now, it's easier for me. I've played every single generation of Pokemon at least once. I've played almost every single Pokemon game in the main series, and including some spin-off games, like I've played Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, and I've played Pokemon Coliseum. Let me talk. Gramps. I almost forgot. What did you call me for? Oh, right. I have a request for you two. On the desk there is my invention, the Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Hyper and Red. Take these with you. Thank you for the Pokédex, Professor Oak. You can't get detailed data on Pokemon just by just seeing them. You must catch them to obtain complete data. So here are some tools for catching wild Pokemon. Pokeballs. If I was doing a Nuzlocke, the run would start now. When a wild Pokemon appears, it's fair game. Just throw a Pokeball at it and try to catch it. This won't always work, however. A healthy Pokemon can escape. You have to be lucky. To make a complete guide on all these Pokemon in the world. That was my dream. But I'm too old. I can't get the job done. So, I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history. Alright, Gramps. Leave it all to me. Hyper, I hate to say it, but you won't be necessary for this. I know. I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Hyper. Don't bother coming around to my place after this. So, obviously, we're gonna go straight to his house. This dialogue's not that important. She just gives you the town map. I'll probably get back up to, I don't remember what city it is, honestly. We'll get up over here and probably call it there. Like I said, I'll do training outside of recording just to make it easier on myself, to make it easier on the people watching. Yeah, I don't want to make this series a long series. I don't want to make this too unbearable for people to watch, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I know I didn't do much. I know I talked and rambled on about this game being my first Pokemon game and first game and all that stuff. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that you had to deal with it. I hope that if you are watching this, I hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope that you are as excited as I am to continue this, because this game is just, I love this game. I really do. So, I'm excited. I hope that you guys are. If you're watching this, thank you. Thank you for coming to my first YouTube video. Thank you for watching it. I really appreciate it. If you want to come back, please do. That would mean so much to me. If you don't, hey, I hope you have a good life. I'll see you guys later.